be present in an event in Las Vegas, a boxing event at that. And with the pandemic, in the middle, well, with us being in the middle of a pandemic, it has been difficult for us to go out. But thankfully, we have this Manny Pacquiao against Ugas fight. Of course, a lot of us wished it was Errol Spence against Manny Pacquiao. I think it was a fight to see. Unfortunately, Errol Spence, has an issue during training camp. But we got Ugas, and Ugas is a competitive fighter. He's very hungry. He doesn't come in to give up. He's going to give a fight. We just don't know how long it's going to last, but it's going to be a good one.
How do you expect it to play out, Jesse, when they are in the ring?
When it comes to the fight?
Yeah.
I think that Manny will take most of the control early on, and if Ugas can't change the momentum of the fight and can't time Manny Pacquiao, then it can be it could be a devastating fight for him in the later rounds.
How hard is it to time Manny?
Oh, it's not easy. It's not easy. I mean, just to get a fighter to simulate his style is very difficult. So it's not going to be easy at all. But, anything can happen in boxing. All you need is one punch. We've seen it numerous times in the past. So, maybe this is one of those nights. Maybe this might be Ugas' night. We'll just wait and find out. Tomorrow night's going to be big. It's going to be entertaining. It's going to be good, good fights.
What do you remember the most about fighting Pacquiao? What always sticks out when you go back to that
his
fight?
Speed, right? He's very agile. It was very easy for him to move left and right, up and down, and which meaning that his footwork is just very surprising, and it was difficult for catching because the minute you let a punch go, it kind of jumps out of range already. So you just got to time him down perfectly.
Well, Keith Thurman was saying that he actually thinks the length of Ugas will help him a lot. Help him in timing Manny. Do you see that as well? Do you think Ugas will be able to time Manny?
I think honestly, man, Ugas is gonna have to take 4 punches to land one. That's just the way it works. Just looking at the two styles. Ugas has that longer reach by a little, but keep in mind, Manny's already used to that. Margarito had a longer reach. I had a longer reach. Oscar De La Hoya had a longer reach. And he was able to use his lateral movements to his benefits to get in and out of the way and left and right to where you had to really, position yourself quickly in order to land a big punch on him, which ultimately that was the thing to do. Ugas does have great body shots. He can work inside really well. Manny Pacquiao doesn't work inside very well, so that's something to keep in mind. Maybe Ugas does that, and if he does it, he might have to sacrifice a little bit of defense for that. And eventually, hopefully, for his sake, he's able to land a punch.
Did you ever spar with Ugas out here in Vegas?
Nah, we did it. We were going to set up some sparrings, but he was out of camp when I was getting into camp. And then, so fortunately, we weren't able to. It would have been nice. I'm sure it would have been entertaining, but I haven't done it yet.
Jesse, you said that was the hardest thing to get used to fighting Manny Pacquiao was the angles.
The angles and the speed and the experience. It's numerous things. Manny's special. He's a unique fighter. He's a phenom. So it wasn't easy. Still at 42, you see him. He's killing it. He's doing very well. He's showing that he still has the explosive power, the speed, the agility. It surprises me because he's still fighting as a young man. He looks like he's 26 when you see him inside the ring, but he's actually 42. Whatever he's doing, we're going to find out what that magic it is. I'm not saying anything negative, or I'm just saying, he has father youth on his side. That's what he has. Him at 42 years old and able to perform the way he has been doing. Thurman was one of the top guys in the division, as you all know, and you all thought he was pound for pound, on top of Errol Spence, actually. And he lost that fight. Errol Spence jumped up top. And, so Manny's been taking on tough challenges. I give him my respect for it. He's just continuing to look for more difficult tasks in front of him.
You think it's the last time he fights?
Wilder Fury 3, who you got? Wilder Fury 3.
Oh, that's a good fight, man. Listen, in the beginning, I would say that third one, most likely Tyson Fury takes it, because Wilder was just coming in immediately after, but now with it being postponed, I might give Wilder a little more time to recover from that, this sounds bad, but, the punches that he received in the second fight. I could put it in worse words, but I think that's the better way to put it. And he now has a little more time to recover. I'm not sure if the coach he has now is the perfect fit for him, honestly, just from what I've seen in the training sessions.
In that same fight, who do you feel more pressures on, Wilder or Fury for this third?
Why is that? That is because I don't think he's as experienced as a trainer as Wilder thinks he is. just from seeing some of the work that they've been doing. But again, I mean, as long as he gives him the confidence he needs, and that's all he needs. I mean, he is doing a good job, but there's certain things, details that I see, in the technique that are definitely not beneficial for Wilder. But I mean, we'll see. I mean, let the best man win, come fight time. But I see that it's gonna be a competitive fight. I think they're both gonna be looking for the knockout because they both know they can hurt each other. And I think ultimately that's what they're going to do. And it will end in a knockout for certain. I'm sorry, what was your question?
I said, my question was, who do you feel is more under pressure for that fight?
I think that Tyson is on top. Like, his confidence is up through the roof, man. So not that it's a bad thing, it's a good thing. And Wilder, he has that demeanor about him. He's like, I want to get you back, So I think that both of it will work for them. Ultimately, I think that, and that's a good question, actually. Tyson knows what he has ahead of him, and Wilder knows what he has to do to prove people wrong. So what's gonna win? The confidence that he has, that Tyson has, or the grit in which Wilder will come back with, that fire that he will come back with. So it's going to be interesting to see. But definitely, Wilder's going to have to add a little more agility to his style in order for him to do something better, at least in my opinion. But, I mean, ultimately, we'll just find out, soon enough.
But along them lines, like he's asking about, is it hard as a fighter if you're Fury and you already did the job, you already won by a knockout fight? Is it harder to be as motivated as your opponent who wants that get back so badly? And how much does that matter in a fight for a fighter?
Not for a fight like Tyson Fury, because Tyson, you could tell he likes to stay on top, so his work ethic is there. That's all you need. And of course, with the talent, among other things. I mean, it's not that easy, but I think that he has his head on right, and he doesn't want to get knocked off the top of the list. And for that reason, especially with the competition between AJ, him, and the UK, and, so many more options out there, I just don't see the confidence affecting him, because he's still going to be prepared in order for him not to embarrass himself. A person that likes to speak as much as Tyson Fury, doesn't want to be embarrassed either. So I think that keeps him, level-headed.
Jesse, a word on yourself as well. What's next?
We have big moves coming, man. I hope that we get a fight soon, but in the meantime, I think we're going to do something bigger and greater than boxing, honestly. And I want to keep my fans updated. Soon enough, you'll hear the great big news that I have coming. Give me about a couple more weeks, and it's going to be huge. I wish I could tell you now, but give me a couple more weeks, and I'll let you guys know what's in the works.
Go on, Jesse, you can tell us now.
Yeah.
I will. It's bigger than boxing, though. It's something that I really get enjoyment from. It's something that I do feel that is for the greater good and for my community. It's going to be great, man. I have great things coming. As you know, I always try and help out as much as possible. I think that's what my next step would be, along with boxing.
And Jesse, man, speak to you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yo, if you enjoyed the video, feel free to hit the like, subscribe, and share. As always, if you want to support us to the next level, head over to the patreon.com/ThaBoxingVoice. We have tons of exclusive, from Border Wars, Entitled, betting shows, the list goes on and on and on. But in addition to that, if you guys have questions for fighters, trainers, and promoters, this is where you can submit them. We will run out, get these questions answered, and put it back on the show just for you guys. Appreciate it. Peace.